afternoon, madam and sirs. Good afternoon, students. Myself, K. Marani, degree lecturer physics, TWRTC, Madam Karinagar. So today my topic is radioactivity. That is subject paper 7, subject modern physics, unit 4, radioactivity. Already completed 3 units. This one is the 4th unit, radioactivity. So before going to this lesson, so we have to know the meaning of radioactivity. Unit name radioactivity. Radioactivity. So actually this radioactivity word listened from our school days. So radioactivity. So radioactivity nothing but gives the radiations, alpha, beta, gamma rays or nuclear particles emitting the process of giving radiation. That is called as a radioactivity. So this radioactivity is classified into 2 categories. So first one is the natural radioactivity. So natural radioactivity. So natural radioactivity. And second one is artificial radioactivity. Artificial radioactivity. So first we should know the meaning of natural radioactivity. So natural radioactivity nothing but spontaneously giving radiation, spontaneously emitting radiation called as a natural radioactivity. So natural radioactivity also taking place in nature, but some quantity. But artificial radioactivity with the human beings, with the help of human beings. So radioactivity taking place, that is called as artificial radioactivity. Okay. So actually, what is the background of this radioactivity? Background of actually in 1896, Henry Becquerel, so found this radioactivity. So from uranium salt, he found that some radiation came from uranium salt. So he is the pioneer of the radioactivity. After that, so Pierre Curie, so these 2 persons, Pierre Curie and Marie Curie, so these 2 persons are found radium and polonium. So these are also radioactive elements. Very high level, very high powerful radioactive elements. So these 2 people are studied extensively on radio materials, so that they suffered with cancer. So finally they awarded with the Nobel Prize also. Okay. So next one is in 1897, Rutherford and his team, well-known scientist, Rutherford and his team, named some radiations. So that low penetrating rays called as named as alpha rays, and high penetrating rays called as a beta rays. Okay. So these 2 Rutherford and team found named as low penetrating rays called as alpha rays, high penetrating rays called as a beta rays. So finally in 1900, Paul Villiard, so named as more powerful, named as another rays, that is called gamma rays. So these are the more powerful rays compared to alpha beta rays. Okay, this is the background history of the radioactivity. So this is that one is completely background history of radioactivity. Actually, according to our syllabus, what is our topic? First topic is stability of nucleus. Stability. This is the first topic. Stability of nucleus. Stability of nucleus. So this one is the first topic in radioactivity. So actually we know that before going to this lesson, always we learn like this. Nucleus, first we should know the meaning of nucleus and stability. So this is a very famous word, nucleus. This is also we learn from school days. Already so many times I discussed in class also. So nucleus, every material contain atoms. Every substances contain atoms. So atom is consisting of centrally nucleus. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. This is the internal structure of the atom. Okay, every atom consisting like this. So centrally nucleus and electrons are moving around the nucleus. So what is this nucleus? Nucleus nothing but it is a combination of protons and neutrons. It possesses positive charge consisting of protons and neutrons. So these are the electrons. So electrons has negative charge. Okay. So here our main aim is nucleus. What is the meaning of nucleus? Nucleus is consisting of protons and neutrons. So this is a nucleus. Stability of nucleus. Stability, the meaning, general meaning, English meaning, stability, constant position, unchanging position. Okay. So the stability of nucleus depends upon what type of parameters. Here we will find about the stability of radioactive element nucleus. Depends upon what type of parameters. Okay, here two parameters. The stability of nucleus mainly depends upon the two parameters. First one is the neutron to proton ratio. Okay, so this is the neutron to proton ratio, and second one is the combination. So combination of the protons and neutrons. Okay, so depends upon neutron to proton ratio. Combinations of the protons and neutrons like this. First we take the protons. So these are the protons. So these are the neutrons. So next one, stability of nucleus. Stability of nucleus. Okay. So when protons odd number and neutrons also odd number, so this nucleus is less stable. This nucleus is less stable. Okay. So next, when these protons are odd number and neutrons are even number, so this one is some more stable. So more stable compared to first stage. When this is even number, this one is odd number. So here stability increases. Finally, when protons and neutrons are even, both are even, so this nucleus is very stable position, more stable position. Okay, so this is the reason the stability of nucleus mainly depends upon combination of protons and neutrons. We know that odd numbers and even numbers. Odd numbers, odd numbers, we know that already. So odd number like this, 1, 3, 5, these are the odd numbers. Even numbers already we know that 2, 4, 6 even numbers. Okay. So when example, okay. So two protons odd. So this is a less stable position. When protons are odd number, neutrons are even number. This is the stability increases automatically. When protons and neutrons both are in even position, then this nucleus is more stable. Example, I will take one example. So we know that oxygen, very well known atom element. So atomic number 8 and mass number 16. Okay. So atomic number represented by Z. So Z is equal to 8. So mass number is represented by 16. Okay. We know that atomic number already we discussed so many times. Atomic number means number of electrons. Number of electrons and protons called as a atomic number. Total number of electrons or protons called as atomic number. Okay. So mass number nothing but combination mass of proton and mass of neutron. Okay, the combination of proton mass and neutron mass called as a mass number. Okay, this is a Z and this one is a atomic number and mass number. So from this atomic number we conclude that so proton is equal to 8. Okay, proton is equal to 8. So what about neutron number? So from this atomic number consisting of proton and neutrons. So already proton 8. So remaining neutrons are the 8. So two protons and neutrons are both are in even number, so that this oxygen is stable position. Okay, so two protons and neutrons are in even position. So this oxygen is stable position. So next we will take the another example, that is same oxygen, isotope of the oxygen. Okay, isotope of the oxygen. This is the atomic number and the mass number. Okay, and from this atomic number we will find the proton number 8. Okay, and next one is the mass number. So here mass number is equal to 17. So mass number is nothing but proton, combination of protons and neutrons. So from this, so neutrons 9. Okay, na? So proton 8 and neutrons 9. This is a odd number. This one is the even number. So that when proton and neutrons different, this is even and this one is odd number. So that this one is a less stable position. Less stable position. Okay, so less stable position. But this one is a stable position. So here our main point is, our main intention is, so which type of material, which type of substances emit radiation. Okay, so which type of substances emit radiations? Nothing but stable position, stable nucleus do not emit radiation. Okay, these materials are non-radioactive material. So these stable substances are non-radioactive materials. Radioactive material. But this less stable position, okay, less stable position materials are the radioactive elements. These are the radioactive elements. Okay, so this is the concept of the first topic, stability of nucleus. Okay, stability, once again, stability of nucleus mainly depends upon the neutron and proton ratio, and composition of the second one is the compositions of the proton and neutron. So when two protons and neutrons are the odd position, this is a less stable position. Nothing but this type of materials, this type of nucleus are more radioactive elements. Okay, so next, when two protons and neutrons are even number, this one is a stable position, do not emit radiation. Okay, so we take example. So oxygen 8 level, from this, so proton number 8, neutron number 8, so that two are in even position, even number, so that this one is a stable element, stable oxygen, so that these are the non-radioactive elements. So next one is the same isotope. We know that isotope of the oxygen. So here proton 8, neutron 9. So from this, so here 2, this is a even number, odd number, this one is a less stable position. This substance, this element is less stable position, so that this is a radioactive element. Next topic is radioactive decay law. Radioactive decay law. Radioactive decay law. Okay, so this is what is the radioactive decay law. It is also called as a disintegration law. Radioactive disintegration law. Disintegration law. This is also called as a radioactive disintegration law. Radioactive decay law, or it is also called as a radioactive disintegration law. Okay, so radioactive, we know that decay. So what is the meaning, general meaning of decay? Decay nothing but decomposition or rottenness, that is called as decay. I mean, here nucleus emit radiation, automatically the number of particles, nuclear particles are reducing, or radiations, alpha, beta, gamma rays are moving from nucleus. Automatically the weight of the nucleus are decreases. Okay, so here decomposition taking place, nothing but rottenness taking place. This is called as a decay. And disintegration, integration, opposite word of the integration. Integration nothing but clubbing, adding. Disintegration, dividing, breaking of particles. Okay, so what is the definition? The spontaneous emission of radiation, called as the spontaneous breaking of elements, the spontaneous breaking of nuclear particles, called as a radioactive disintegration law. Actually, this is complete mathematical derivation part. So how the particles are changing according to with time. Okay. So first of all, here we take the n. N is a total number of particles. Total number of nucleides. Total number of nucleides. Okay. And here, so we will take the dn by dt. dn by dt is proportional to the n. Okay. dn by dt nothing but rate of change. Okay, when we compare with the time, that is called as a rate. So here the change of elements, the change of nuclear particle, the number of particles, the change of nuclear particles changes according to with the time. Okay, na? Initial position, low number of particles are moving. After that, so changing automatically, number of particles are emitting from the nucleus. So here nothing but this change of particle is depends upon the time. So this is called as a rate of change. Rate of change of particle is proportional to the n, total number of nucleides, total number of particles. Nucleides are the particles containing particles of nucleus. Okay. So here this is the total number of particles. I mean, why we are taking proportionality? Nothing but when nucleus consisting more number of particles, automatically more number of atoms, more number of nuclear particles are emitting. So that we are taking proportionality constant. Okay. So when we remove proportionality relation, then we get the constant. Okay, dn by dt. So dn by dt is equal to, here we will take the lambda. So proportionality constant lambda. So here this lambda is called as a disintegration constant. Lambda is called as a disintegration constant. Disintegration constant or decay constant. Right? Okay. Here we will use negative sign. So here, what is the reason why we are using this negative sign? Okay. Why we are using this negative sign means here the number of particles are changing. Here this nucleus emit radiation. I mean, total number of particles are decreasing. We know that so many times we discussed in class also. When any substances decreases, then we take the sign negative sign. Okay. So decrease, we are using this negative sign. When increases, next we use the positive sign. When particles or anything is increases, we use this positive sign. Okay, so that here particles are moving from nucleus, decreasing the particles, so that we are using the negative sign. Okay, so from this relation here dn by dt, so we bring this n to this side. So n, so next one minus lambda into dt. So apply integration. Apply integration both sides. Apply integration on both sides. Okay. So here we apply integration. Integral dn by dn. Integral dn by dn is equal to minus lambda into integral of dt. Okay. So here we know that integral 1 by n dn is equal to minus lambda into, so dt nothing but here t. Okay, so t, so 1 by n dn. Okay, now so here starting n is equal to 0, so here n is equal to 0, here capital N. So 1 by n, we know that according to integral formulas, 1 by x dx is equal to log x plus constant c, but here we are using only log x. So here from this log n, we are applying same integration formula, log n naught into n is equal to, here also we are apply boundaries t. So from this minus into t, minus lambda into t. So from this relation, so from this we apply boundaries, lower boundary and upper boundary. Log n minus log n naught, logarithmic function n naught is equal to minus lambda into t. Okay, we know that mathematical formula log m minus log n is equal to log m by n. Okay, so this is well known formula m by n. So we are applying here log n minus log n naught is equal to log n by n naught. Log n by n naught. Log n by n naught is equal to minus lambda into t. Okay, so we use capital T or small t. As you wish, capital T or small t. Okay, so this one is log n by n naught is equal to minus lambda into t. So we next in mathematical, so this is a logarithmic function. When this logarithmic function is moved to another side, automatically it is converted to the exponential function. So from this n by n naught is equal to, so e power exponential e power lambda t. Okay, na? So from this n is equal to n naught into e power minus lambda t. So this is called as a radioactive decay law or disintegration law. Okay, very well known formula. But we know that n is the total number of particles and total number of nucleates. Lambda is the disintegration constant, t is the time exponential value. What about n naught? Okay, what is the meaning of n naught? So n naught nothing but n naught. So n naught is the number of particle at time t is equal to 0. Initial position number of particle. Okay, when time t is equal to 0. So this one is represented with the n naught. Okay, so this is the n naught. So very very important formula. So this formula we will use in almost all topics. Next we will calculate the half life, mean life. So in every topic we will use this formula. N is equal to n naught into e power minus lambda t. So we will write this formula also, n naught into n is equal to n naught into e power minus lambda t.